Many of the promises Donald Trump made to middle America, one of them was to save their jobs from being outsourced. He wanted to keep American jobs in America. That's actually a pretty lofty goal. I actually agree with that. That's something that I would love to see. Now, he promised that he would do that by being tough on some of the companies who are outsourcing and to make companies in America more competitive with different world markets as to keep more jobs in America. Now, how did he do that? Well, one way was the corporate tax cuts. So he slashed corporate tax cuts down to 21% and also had decided to give certain companies other incentives to stay in the United States. Now, one of those companies was Indiana-based Carrier. Now, they employ thousands of employees in Indianapolis. In fact, Trump and Pence gave them a special deal that would give Carrier about $7 million in tax incentives in return for keeping some of their jobs in America. So that was then. Fast forward to now, where Carrier has announced that it will be cutting 215 jobs. But wait a minute. I thought the tax cuts and the tax incentives were going to save those jobs. We're going to keep those jobs in America. I thought that special deal was going to protect those jobs. I thought we were going to be winning with Donald Trump. It turns out, no. Laying off 200 additional people is not winning. That does not look like winning. That looks like losing. As in people losing jobs and losing their livelihoods. Now, Carrier said in a statement that the layoffs are part of the company's plan to relocate fan coil manufacturing production lines, which are moving to a facility in Mexico. Following the transition, Carrier's Indianapolis operations will employ approximately 1,100 people. So these 200 employees, by the way, join the other 300 workers that were laid off last July. Well, guess where those jobs went? They went to Mexico. But I don't understand. Those jobs are supposed to trickle down. No, it doesn't trickle down. See, it never trickles down. See, this whole thing of getting tax cuts to corporations and special tax incentives to keep jobs in the United States, it's a lie. It's a con. It's a ruse. Also, they can get even more money while they go and, of course, outsource more jobs to other low-wage countries. The thing is they won't keep jobs and they won't hire if there is no demand. And while there is labor that can be exploited in other countries. Now, look, I feel terrible for these people because I've actually been there, right? For example, I've worked in manufacturing. That was what I grew up doing. So, for example, I worked in a refrigerator plant that ended up being outsourced to Mexico, thanks to NAFTA. I had family and friends lose their jobs because this company was able to get cheaper labor elsewhere. And why do they do that? Again, cheaper labor, right? These corporations are made to do only one thing: maximize profit for shareholders. That's what they're designed for. Corporations are legal fictions. They're not human beings. And they don't give a damn about human workers or their families. They have no emotions. To them, we are all numbers on a spreadsheet. And the higher number that we have, that we take from them, the less interested they are in keeping us around. Because the more we get, the less they can put in their pockets. And again, shareholders, that money has to go to the shareholders. And this is by design. Corporations at their core are not inherently evil. They are designed to suck up every last single penny. That's why we actually have to have rules that govern their behavior. They are robots, and if you don't program them right, and you don't program any constraints around their original programming, then they're going to do anything that they can to achieve that program. So we've let the robots take over. And so, look, that's how this works. So is it a surprise that Carrier is laying people off? No, absolutely not. The surprise is that there are so many people that still keep buying into the same neoliberal trickle-down corporate bullshit. Oh, but if we just give corporations just a little bit more in tax cuts and special incentives, they'll stay here, and by their good graces, they will bestow us with more jobs. That's not how it works. That's not at all how it works. And there are so many different examples of that. But the reason that, look, that facts and logic don't get through to the people that believe this is because, and I've come to this realization, it's a religion. Because, again, it doesn't reflect the real world, because there are facts that dispute it. It always benefits somebody who's in power, who's in charge. In this case, a corporation. In a religion's case, it's a church. And you have to have a lot of faith to believe in it. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.